welcome back to Teaching with Tania. In this video, I'm talking all about how to prepare for a substitute. As teachers, we are out some days, and unfortunately, because we are in a teacher shortage, that means we are in a substitute shortage as well. And some days you just need a day off as a teacher. So whether that's a personal day, a sick day, or a mental health day, like whatever you need to do to take it, I encourage you to do it, because nobody's gonna learn from a teacher that's filling from a half cup. And I do different stuff, as you guys have seen throughout my channel, to make sure I fill myself up before I go in the classroom and teach. So it is like early morning, and we have already had daylight savings time, so my students are coming in to the cafeteria. So if you guys hear noises, just ignore them. But this is my substitute binder. Say hello to her. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you cannot pour from an empty cup, and some days you just need a day off. So to prepare for a substitute, hopefully you know in advance that you're going to be out, and you guys can go ahead and plan for that. Other days you're like, I'm so sick I can't get up, or I really just can't go in today. So therefore, having stuff that's already on deck is very beneficial. And you guys may be asking, what do I put in my binder, or what will be beneficial to the sub? And so I'm going to go over all that today in this video. That a substitute binder is the most beneficial to keep all my lessons together. Some teachers like to do a folder or bin. Also, if I can plan ahead, I can go ahead and lay all this stuff out. But if you are lucky to have a sub, sometimes you just pull like support staff. Like at my school, some of the stuff gets done, all of it gets done. It depends on who the sub is or who is covering your class for that day. So the first thing I like to do is, in the binder, go ahead and have sections. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys everything that's in it. So right now, here is my seating chart. And I can't show you guys the front, of course, because it has names on it. But in the seating chart, I like to tell the sub or whoever's in my classroom where the students sit, especially because I don't have name tags anymore. As you guys can see on my desk, we have completely destroyed our name tags. But everybody has an assigned seat and they know where they sit, so that when the sub is not here, they won't take advantage and say, hey, I actually sit here, and try to sit by their friends, because that will be a disaster. Alrighty. So the next thing I like to have is my daily schedule. Of course, I switch things up most of the time every day. My class still follows a routine and schedule, so I'll go ahead and show you guys that. Not all of it, but that's my routine and schedule. So that's my first block, and this is my second block. I like to go ahead and have it in page protector so that it's easy to find and everybody can see what my class normally does. Now, of course, some things are going to be out of whack because you're not there. That's not my problem. At least they have the opportunity to follow my schedule. And then the next thing I like to do, since we do like personalized learning time, and most of the time they just put them on computers, but this is nice to have when students may not know their logins. And in ELA, we do two different platforms, so I can't show you guys that, but we do have the passwords and usernames for that, just in case somebody can't log in and I have my computer at home or wherever I'm at. The next thing is we are required to have at least 5 lesson plans or 5 activities for them to do. And the key about this is make sure you've already taught it, because I remember one story when a teacher was out, like the students didn't know how to do anything, and they came back, class was a mess. It was just like, I mean, granted, some days your class are going to be a mess because your students aren't there. Like everything is lined up. They know how I like my classroom, and so because you're not there, they're not going to follow it to a T. But needless to say, that make sure that it's something that they're confident and they're able to do. Like for example, we went over reading comprehension standard and how to find the main idea and details. And so here, this particular passage is about landforms. So go ahead and, if you can, have enough copies for all your students and where they can write grade appropriate language, things that they have already learned. And then this could be for a grade, it may not be for a grade, but that's one thing. Of course, every school is different. You may need 5, 3, or 4 lesson plans, but at my school we have 5. And then if you're out a day, you just replace that lesson plan so that you always have 5 on deck, depending on when you're out. And then the next thing is I like to have a read aloud, because even though we're in 3rd grade, we still do read alouds. And I have this book where the sub can read it at my cozy corner, carpet, whatever. Most of the stuff is self-explanatory, but I would go ahead and like write down, this is the steps I would like you to do it. So For example, I'm doing another foundation sheet, so that they're gonna do on Friday when I'm not here. That's why I'm actually doing this, because this is one of the few times I can't prepare to leave, but my sub binder is always stacked with this. But I like to align it with what I am currently teaching. So for example, we just took Unit 7 foundations test, so we're gonna continue to do practice with that. No, we take Unit 7, it's supposed to be on Friday, but I'm not gonna be here. They don't know that. It's up to you if you wanna tell your students that you're gonna be there or not, but I feel like the less they know, the better, because if they can prepare for you not to be there, then they're just gonna have in their minds they're gonna come to school and act a fool, and we don't want that. So, yeah, I'm not telling them, but I told them there is a test on Friday. We usually have our test on Friday, but I'm moving it to Monday. And so Unit 7 will also be like an extra practice sheet, and that for sure will be a grade. And that's another way you could take attendance, because the attendance sheet is online. You can print one out to put in your binder. That would be nice as well. But back to the story. I was talking about The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. This is a great read aloud. And also, I have a story map with it, because a story map that aligns with the standard, which is put things in order from beginning, middle to end. Like, this is something they're more than capable of doing, and it's at their grade level, so that they can do this independently. And then once they are done with the other 5 worksheets, or whatever the sub has time for, then
good morning,
go to my sub binder. Go ahead and comment down below what you like to add for your sub, put in your sub binder, things like that, because having a sub can be really nerve-wracking, and especially if you like to have full control over your classroom, but some days you cannot do that. And the more you relinquish control to them, the more they're able to better assist your students while you're gone, which is the goal. Also, if you are feeling fancy, you can write on a note sheet of paper, or have this all laid out, things like that, so that the sub can see, hey, this is what's most important, least important, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have time, get to this. If not, then number 1, 2, and 3 is what you must do. 4 and 5 are things that you really don't have to do. Last but not least, like I said, if you're feeling fancy, go ahead and write out the students that they can depend on, the students that they can't depend on, and a little description of each student. But thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below, of course, what you would add to your sub binder, or what's in your sub binder. And I would love to have that discussion down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's time to go get my students. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.